and on YouTube. Since I downloaded OBS, it's only audio and not video. So, just like that, we're opening the doors to the rest of the community. Come on in, Facebook fam and YouTube family. Today is Work It Wednesday, and we're talking about going from planning to progress, taking purposeful action. So, good morning again. I am Princess, host of Cup of Cocoa and Chat, where we sip, share, and start the day with intention and good vibes. You're joining me live. I've been on since 6 a.m. over on Favorited, and now I'm bringing the love right here at 6:30. Catch a new podcast episode every Monday on Spotify or YouTube. And for midweek lift, follow me across platforms for inspiration on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Let's stay connected and encouraged. So let's get into it. Our quick recap. We've already been flowing over on Favorited, so let me catch you up on the vibe this morning. We kicked things off with Just Fine by Mary J. Blige, a reminder that you don't have to feel 100% to take the first step. Good morning. Progress starts with your mindset. And then we turned up the energy with I Am Every Woman by Whitney Houston. And I made it clear that the song isn't just for ladies, it's for anyone out here showing up, giving their all, and carrying weight no one else sees. After that, I shared a quick motivation stack, 3 powerful reminders. It's going great. Thank you for asking. Welcome into Cup of Cocoa and Chat. So, 3 powerful reminders that I shared this morning to keep you grounded and growing. I'll drop those in the comments for the replay crew on Facebook and YouTube. We also had a coffee chat question and a real quick root check to help us all start the day centered and proud of our progress. So now that we've all caught up, here's what we're leaning into today. Our goal this morning is to move from over planning into aligned, courageous action by focusing on our foundation, celebrating progress, and continuing to build momentum rooted in purpose. So we have 4 talking points this morning. Our first talking point will be the power of a grounded plan. Number 2, bold steps begin small. 3, celebrate while you build. And 4, flow in the rhythm, not a race. So before we go right into the heart of our topic, I want you to set your intention for today. What's one word or thought you want to carry with you throughout the day? You can hold on to it or you can type it in the chat. What's one word or thought you want to carry with you today? And mine is progress. I have so much to do today. And I pray that I get it all done. So we'll see. It is still early, so we will see. So let's jump into talking point 1. Let's talk about the power of grounded plan. Now, if you caught this week's podcast episode, from rooted to ready, then you already know we went deep on this, right? I believe that clarity doesn't come from rushing, it comes from resting, from stillness, from taking time to pause and plant your feet before you try to move forward. Sometimes we jump into planning mode because it feels productive, and what we're really doing is staying busy without direction. A grounded plan isn't just about having a checklist, it's about aligning that plan with your why, your purpose, your values, your faith. You can have all the goals in the world, but if they're not rooted in truth, peace, and alignment, they'll leave you scattered, not steady. Being grounded means you start from a place of inner alignment. You're not just throwing ideas around, you're setting intentions that grow from your core. When you're grounded, even your no, even your no has power because you know what you're saying yes to. So even your no, when you're grounded, even your no has power because you know what you're saying yes to. So in my podcast Monday, I shared how taking time to root yourself through prayer, reflection, or quiet time can shift your entire approach. So when you move forward in prayer, reflection, and the quiet and the still time just to get your thoughts together, it will shift your entire approach to things. It's not about pausing the process, it's about planting so you can rise strong. It's about planting so you can rise strong. So once we've planted ourselves firmly in purpose, what's next? Once we've planted ourselves firmly in purpose, what is next? Well, now we take that first step, and not just any step, but a small, bold, intentional one. Let's talk about how bold steps begin small. Bold steps begin small. So, we all know we live in a world that celebrates big leaps. But let me tell you something, progress is built in layers, not leaps. Layers, not leaps. So every time you make your bed, every time you get up, every time you show up for yourself, write the vision or say no to something that doesn't serve your purpose, that's a win. That's a win. Small doesn't mean insignificant, it means sustainable. It means you're laying down a path you can walk on, not sprinting and burning out. When we honor our small wins, those intentional those intentional choices we make every day, they become strong steps. And those strong steps become momentum. And we also discussed momentum, building momentum last week. Excuse me. So you don't have to do it all at once, you just have to start. And that's where a lot of people fall short because they don't know where to start. But when you plan with reflection, and prayer and that quiet time to let it all unfold, let it speak to you, you'll learn where to start. And it will, I promise you, it will change your entire approach to things. So, and here's the part where we often skip when we're building. We don't just need action, we need alignment. Let's talk about how every step should reflect the bigger vision. Every step should reflect your bigger vision. Let's take a moment and talk about something we don't do enough, which is celebrating. We don't celebrate. We don't celebrate the small wins. Everybody just wants to celebrate the larger wins, but there are smaller wins that we build to get to that larger one. And we need to start celebrating our smaller wins while we build. Too often we get so focused on the end goal that we forget to honor how far we've come. But there's truth in progress, because when there's progress, it it deserves pause. So when you have progress, it deserves pause. Celebration is not a distraction to that. It's the fuel that feeds it, that builds it. It's the fuel that helps. So every step forward, every moment of clarity, every obstacle you choose to face instead of running from it, that's a reason to pause and say, I am growing, I am doing it. Gratitude gives us perspective, recognition gives us momentum, and celebration. Gratitude gives us perspective, recognition gives us momentum, and celebration. It reminds us that we're not just surviving, we are becoming. So, I want to give a quick shout out. I normally don't do shout outs on Wednesday. I normally save the shout outs for our community spotlight on Fridays. But I want to give a quick shout out to someone in our Facebook group who reminded me just how powerful it is to celebrate the small wins. So every Saturday, I post our weekly wins check in on Facebook, on our Facebook group, in our Facebook group. And the question that I ask is, what was your small win this week? What was your small win this week? And Queen, one of our group members, shared something on Saturday that touched me. She said, pain free on Friday, and I got a lot done that day. Pain free on Friday, and I got a lot done that day. That right there, that's the kind of victory that deserves celebration. So my reply to her was awesome, praying for more pain-free days, because even amongst the challenge that I give every Saturday, she showed up. She honored the progress. She took the moment and claimed it, and that's what it means to build with boldness and grace. Queen, thank you for reminding us that healing, peace, and productivity can coexist. And that small win can carry big hope. So take a moment, look back, and celebrate something you've done this week, no matter how small it feels, because building doesn't mean you're never rest. It means you know when to pause and praise. Let's talk about keeping the momentum. Even when it gets hard, because real progress is a rhythm, not a race. Let's be real. This journey we're on is not a sprint, it's a rhythm. And rhythms are not rushed. They're felt, followed, and sometimes even fumbled through. Thank you, Trini. How are you? Thanks a lot. After we celebrate those win like Queen's Pain Free Friday, blessings to you as well, my brother. We have to remember real progress is found in the consistency, not the chaos. It's in those quiet days where you show up anyway, because that's how we avoid burnout, by honoring our pace. I often talk about honoring our peace, but we have to also learn to honor our pace, not pushing past our limits just to say we kept up with someone else. Staying grounded means checking in often. Is this still aligned? Are questions that you should be asking yourself. Is this still aligned? Does this still feel like purpose or just pressure? And that helps you determine whether you're grounded or if you're scattered. Some days you'll move in full stride, other days your pace might be slow, but both are still a part of the rhythm. Let me see. Thank you so much, Trini. There you go. Thank you. So don't discount days where you simply kept going. Forward is forward, no matter how you're stepping, whether it's slow or fast. Just honor your pace and keep moving forward. Because when you're aligned with purpose, you don't have to force momentum, you just flow with it. And that's what today is really about, working it with intention, not perfection. So when you stay grounded in your why, you take bold steps and you learn to celebrate the journey. You learn to dance with your progress instead of trying to dominate it. And here's a little mind shift. Instead of waiting for big annual check in or end of the month evaluation, make it a rhythm to check in weekly and ask yourself what worked this week, what needs adjusting so that I can move forward, and what am I proud of this week. So yes, give your goals structure, but don't let hustle rob you of harmony. You don't have to race to prove your worth. You just have to keep moving in rhythm with your growth. So after those 4 points, I have a special faith and cocoa moment, a quote to carry with you, and a closing affirmation to keep you rooted. So my faith and cocoa moment this morning is God doesn't ask us to be perfect. He asks us to be willing. Sometimes faith looks like showing up tired, behind schedule, or unsure. But when you move in obedience, even your small, shaky steps are sacred. Trust that God honors progress rooted in faith. Our scripture today comes from Proverbs 16, verse 3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. So when your plans are rooted in God, He'll grow them even if you stumble. When your plans are rooted in God, He'll grow them even if you stumble. So the quote of the day: start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And that comes from author Ash. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And that is a reminder that movement starts with now, not perfect conditions. Our closing affirmation is: I am rooted in purpose, rising in progress. My steps are guided, grounded, and growing bold. I am rooted in purpose, rising in progress. My steps are guided, grounded, and growing bold. So, before we get out of here today, our grounding reminder. So, I always share a quote of the day um, and a closing affirmation, right? Not just to sound good, but to ground us. The words that I choose anchor our themes, and it gives you something to carry beyond this moment. So today's theme is Work It Wednesday, and we've been exploring from planning to progress, taking purposeful action. So the quote that I gave you, that's your spark, your reminder to move forward with what you got. The affirmation that I chose, that's your fuel, a truth you can carry as you rise with intention and walk boldly in your purpose. So think of them as the bookends to today's message, holding your mindset and your momentum in place all day long. And that's a wrap for this Work It Wednesday. But before we go, I want to leave you with this thought: progress isn't a destination, it's a direction. Progress isn't a destination, it's a direction. And as long as you're aligned with your why, every step you take, no matter how small, is movement that matters. Okay? Every step you take, no matter how small, is movement that matters. So if you enjoyed today's chat conversation, amen. Amen. So if you enjoyed today's chat or conversation, don't forget to like, share, and invite someone to join us here on Cup of Cocoa and Chat. I will be back Friday, same time, same place. Until then, take care, be bold, and as always, peace, peace, and blessings. I love you guys, and I mean it. Thank you so much, Trini. I appreciate you. So let's close out Facebook. Bye for now. And let's close out YouTube. Bye for now.